The first scene that I chose for this play and prompt B, I chose the scene where the actress was told to strip down by love to get him to stay, and after she had stripped down, love had told her to run around and to make a fool out of herself. And I think this was a very effective part in this play because, like in everyday life, we, like as humans, we don't really realize some of the stupid things we will do for love and to get people to stay. And I just think that the play didn't really go in depth on that part, but I understood that everybody does it. Everyone has done something stupid, made a fool out of themselves for love, and everybody needed a companion on this journey. So she stripped down, made a fool of herself, and it did actually work out for her, but like a lot of times it does not work out for us, and I think it doesn't work out more times than not. But as a society, I believe that we just forget we are capable of doing things by ourselves, and we don't always have to conform to what someone else thinks. Like, we can do things alone, and that's what everybody did realize by the end of the play. And for my second moment, I chose the way that the writer had portrayed Death, the character Death, and it really just spoke to me, and I feel like the other audience members, to understand their power. And like throughout the play, Death was spoken in a really deep voice. They had a cigarette out, and like kind of walked around with a hunchback, kind of crept around, and I think that would make what made me feel and the other audience members that Death has been perceived as the bad guy, when honestly throughout the play Death was not that bad guy. It was just carrying out an act. And I really think that Death was not like the bad guy in the play. Like, they had a task they did not really want to fulfill, and you can see that the character Death was not that bad guy when it took to time a little girl at the end. But the way like the character had drawn out the walk, it was like it's kind of just a slow walk, and it had the cigarette out, and I really think that the writer wanted the audience to think it was the bad guy, and by the end everyone was like, oh well, that's not the bad guy. And for question number two, for prompt B, I understood Death's relationship with God for my first example, and in the beginning God had asked Death to go fulfill a task that Death really did not necessarily want to do. And I kind of got their relationship because Death was asking God these questions and did not understand, like, why do I have to pick these people? And God would not really answer those questions. And I think like, for me, I do believe in God, and I think that like accurately represents how God is kind of like, I guess, a commander for Death. Not necessarily that God just wishes death upon everybody, but how God really, like, he can choose. Like, I believe that God chooses when we die. Like, he knows, like, everything is predetermined. Like, before we're even born, like, he knows that how we're going to die and when we're going to die. And I think it accurately represents how God, like, is a controller, not really a control freak, but he just controls all these aspects of life, and death is an aspect of life, and he just told Death what to do, and Death doesn't, like, God doesn't always answer questions. Like, since I do believe in God, I do believe that sometimes questions and prayers can go unanswered, and it's all just kind of a part of the timing. And I just really think that belief is accurately represented in this play when God doesn't really communicate with Death about this task. He just asks that it be done. And my second example was how understanding just was kind of a big part in that ending of the play, how when everybody was kind of like freaking out about the whole dying process, and she had lost her eyesight, and I think the actress did a great job portraying understanding when she brought help to everybody. And when you think of understanding as an adjective, you think of like kindness, empathy, just a person to provide help, and that's what understanding was in this play. When she brought in like her team to go with everybody, and when she brought she was just kind of talking her through this whole death process. So I think understanding was a big part in the last part of that play.